Okay, so welcome to this this evening's training. I'm really excited to do this training because the last 18 months, I have been in intense business training myself. Although I've always been a business owner, I decided to go a lot deeper and decided to really take my business to the next level, but not just because for the business sake. It was actually my father passed away in 2017, and sort of as a result of him passing away and having so many unfinished dreams in a way, I was really prompted by spirit to say, basically, like my soul was telling me, like, there is no time to wait, Gennye. What are you waiting for? You know, you've come here to help a lot of other people, and you've got to make sure that happens. So it was a very intense time for me, obviously, because I was still grieving, but at the same time having this really strong connection to my calling. I would probably say that's probably the best word. And since then, it's been a lot of up and downs for myself, because I've had to really stretch every single part of me, not just you know, as a healer and a coach, but like as a business owner, and to learn, like I had to be a sponge, you know. I'm still a sponge, a lot of new things. So I want to share with you as much as I can that has made sense to me and that has been really useful for me, and what is true to me today. Because as a coach and a healer for the last, well, since 2001 when I started out, obviously I've learned a lot having my own practice for this long, but that is not the only thing. You know, I've learned so much the last 18 months being in intense business training myself, that I wanted to blend these two things together and make it something very accessible for a spiritual entrepreneur, because we are slightly different, or not just different, but just more sensitive, more psychic, more clairvoyant, more you know, there's a lot of you know, characteristics that we have that the person who's not spiritually, you know, aligned or awake won't have. So therefore I thought it's very important to have this bridge and learning business skills in a very authentic and soul aligned way. Okay, cool. So I am going to carry on here. So I'm a healer and spiritual coach, and I have been coaching other spiritual entrepreneurs for some time now, helping them to grow their souls and their businesses. So ultimately I do a lot of soul alignment and soul awakening and healing and coaching with individuals, but it's turned out to be more spiritual entrepreneurs that I'm working with doing that, and at the same time help them with their businesses as well. So I've run my own successful spiritual business since 2001, and I learn. I'm a lifelong learner. I love learning, and I think I will always do that. So my goal is to help thousands, I don't think there's a limit on this one, of spiritual entrepreneurs to activate their soul mission and help them create a business vehicle which they can actually scale from, if that is what they want to do, and make a success in their lives and other lives, because this is the whole point, right? Hello, Melissa. I think she might be joining us in the live webinar here. So hi, Melissa. So in the ascension process. So I think being a spiritual entrepreneur and wanting to serve other people, the need doesn't come from a business perspective in the first sense. It comes from us wanting to serve. And it's almost like business comes secondary in a way. So sorry about this, guys. I might have to turn that on. And business almost comes secondary, because I'm really sorry about this. I should turn this off. And business comes secondary. So in that sense, it's almost like we're always soul-led. And my mission really is to make everyone that comes into my path, make them absolutely 100% okay with like becoming, really become business owners and still be led by the soul, because that's what they were in the first place, right? You came to set something up to serve and help others, so that we don't lose that. All right, so I'm gonna want you to stay with me till the end, only because you may already know from being inside the Wealth Academy that I created some online courses in 2018, which I decided to launch them and do this kind of sort of stressful marketing strategy that I learned, which I found that it didn't work for me. So I want to make everything I've created available for a very small investment. And this is what I'm going to share this in the end, what will be available for those who decide to join, or who feels keen that they want to build their businesses. So yes, do stay till the end, because I want to tell you what this is. So please do. So I am going to carry on here. I've already said this because I've got something to share with you which I haven't shared before. So this is all new. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping, and I should be telling myself this because the notifications came on here from Facebook, and I'm not sure actually how to turn it off now, but anyway. So yes, notifications off. I should be the one, leading by example here. So turn your phones and your social media and members of your family, maybe try to make them sort of, either you sit in a private room or, where you're not interrupted. Okay, so what brought you here today? So there's going to be different answers to this. Some of you feel like, you may have just started out, or you may have been actually a spiritual entrepreneur for a while, continuously growing, learning new things. You may have just qualified as well, but have been in business before, or completely changed your vocation. Or you may be just setting up, like I just said, or rebranding. So kind of moving direction a little bit, or different people you're speaking to may have served a specific type of audience, and then you decide to kind of change your direction. So yeah, so just all of you may be here, or maybe only a couple of these. Some people may have just had developed a lot of qualifications, and you're doing this out of passion and love, and you love learning, but kind of still don't have a business or have a small business. Many of my clients, they have learned so many different commodities, but actually are still working in their daytime job. And I'm not saying that they're wasting their gifts, but it's a shame because they learned all these things and then they don't actually have a vehicle to serve from, which could be quite frustrating. And this is probably another question that many of you can actually relate to, that the online world is a little bit overwhelming. And I don't need to say what I mean with this, but everything is online these days, all the social media accounts, and even this webinar, we're doing this online, which is great. I mean, you can reach the whole world, but it can be like a jungle of options, and you can feel very lost in this. So I am too. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed as well. But wherever you are right now in your business growth, in your personal growth, whatever level you're at, I want in this training to simplify and make it really clear and exciting for you, so that you don't feel overwhelmed and that you don't feel sort of like, that is too much information. There will be a lot of information, but I'm hoping that it's the kind of information that you can absorb and really take some good takeaways for from today's training, and really, think about those, and also listen to the webinar again if you need to. So as an entrepreneur, wherever you are, you may already have tried different approaches or connecting with various groups online, or maybe connecting with people in your local area where you live, because there's nothing to be said, there's nothing bad to be said about, you know, your local community. They are normally your first tribe anyway. But not to say that the online shouldn't be, you know, embraced. Absolutely, because you can reach more people. You may have been talking to prospects or, you know, potential clients about your services and commodities that you offer a lot, but you feel like you don't have a strategy really in place, only because the social networks, there's so many different strategies, and there's so many ways you can share your message, and it just feels kind of overwhelming if you don't have this in place. You may have, or having like a good run, you may be really busy as a spiritual entrepreneur, and you're booked up, and then another problem can occur, and could be that you are in a space which you can't move away from, which is you're trading time for money, and it's tiring. I mean, I was a massage therapist to start with in 2001, and you know, by 2002 or 2003 or something, I was like fully booked, you know, 30 clients a week. My hands were so sore, my back was sore. I was still only 28, I think, but you know, even for a younger person, I just couldn't, you know, I was tired, you know, I was trading my time for money, and it just felt like I wanted to do more and expand and kind of serve bigger, but I was bound by the time for how many people I could see. So this may be you as well. And I was there for years, you know, I was there for a long time before I had my children as well, and I traveled a lot and had, you know, a good time with being able to just work for myself. But I want to reassure you that it doesn't have to stay in that way. It doesn't have to stay in the way that you always have to trade your time for money. And it doesn't have to stay in a way that you have to stay overwhelmed, not knowing where to start either. There is solutions to both. And today I'm going to teach you two models, which I will always talk about. This is something that I will always talk about, the same things in different variations, and you know, picking out these models, different you know, topics, if you like, and it's always going to be these. And the first one is the model for spiritual growth, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this. So I call my this model Connect, Clear and Create, and I'm going to explain to you why. The second business model, the second model is your business growth model. So it's more like a typical business growth model, which I will show you soon. But these are the two models that I always talk about. Now, why is it so important to have a personal growth approach and spiritual growth approach, as well as a business model approach? Because as a spiritual entrepreneur, the investment that you make in your personal and in your spiritual growth will reflect directly into your business. So unless you have a spiritual growth strategy or awareness in place, it will stall your business. Because if you as a facilitator or a business owner if you don't address what is holding you back, you will not be able to take other people to their next level. So this is why I'm so passionate about Connect, Clear and Create, which I will talk to you about a bit more in a minute, and also the business model, because without business knowledge, we also don't really have all the tools to build a business. So the very nature of your work, whether you are actually a healer or a coach or a practitioner, or whether you are an entrepreneur who is of spiritual nature and work with maybe art or music or dance or photography. I mean, there's going to be, or somebody I know is a public speaker trainer. So the nature doesn't have to be healing. The nature doesn't have to be that you are a practitioner as such. But because you're a spiritually aligned person, your work, whether you do it through healing or art, dance, craft, empowerment or whatever, it's to enlighten other people in some shape or form. And that's why you can only take your tribe and your clients as far as you have come yourself. So this is what I come back to all the time. You connect, you clear and create. And I'm going to tell you what this means. So I'm sure that you can agree with this, even if it's the first time you really think about this, quite clearly. I'm sure you can agree with this. And this is why I'm so passionate about my first model, which is connect, clear and create, which I am going to go a little bit deeper into. This is where you may want to have a pen and paper. I don't really want to make it too complicated, but I want to give you an idea of what I mean with this. So we are going to start with the first model, which is connect, clear and create. So when I talk about connecting, I'm talking about you connecting to your spirituality, and that is connecting to your higher self, connecting to your spiritual gifts, connecting to your light body, which I'm going to talk a little bit more. It's about you grounding yourself, connecting yourself into the earth, being able to sort of override the mind and being very sort of aligned with your higher self. Now, with meditation, I'm sure most of you do this, or at least have tried. As you know, in the stillness of receptivity almost, isn't it? If you're receptive to what is going on around you, you also get connection to your higher self and to spirit. And this is an excellent time for downloads and reflection and truth coming through you, which you are supposed to act on. And this is not just acting in your daily life, it's acting in your business as well. All right, so that's why meditation, I mean, there's lots of other ways to connect to your higher self. You can, do healing or dancing or maybe even singing, and there's lots of ways to connect. It's not just meditation, but I've given you an example here. The second thing I talk about is activating and enhancing your spiritual gifts. So that could be anything from being clairvoyant, clairaudient, obviously clairsentient, but also you can learn to muscle test. For those who are healers and kinesiologists, muscle testing is something that you're connecting with body truth, which is going to tell you exactly what the truth is and what the right answer is. So you can also do dowsing. I mean, I have a pendulum, and it's fun to use it, but it gives you the same answers as if you are muscle testing or connecting to your higher self. For those who we all have spiritual gifts, by the way, so you don't have to think that you might just be clairaudient or clairvoyant. I think a lot of people are just getting more and more of this, and they are all of it, actually. And the third thing I talk about, or this is what I use in my private one-on-one programs with clients, is to do the light body activations. And I'm not going to go into detail with exactly what that is, but it is your light body is your dormant bridge, if you like, to your highest self. So once your light body is activated, cleared, and sort of aligned with your channel, your connection to your higher self becomes immensely enhanced. So it's almost like you're going from dial-up broadband using the internet to, you know, super speed sort of fiber optic broadband with the light body activations. And why is that so cool? Yeah, because this is what we need for our job. So that's why I'm so passionate about the light body activations, because those will really enhance and rapidly take you not just through spiritual growth, but also connecting to your truth and your next step in your business, in your life, just really increasing your intuition to a really strong connection. So, which is really cool. Of course, I'm sure that you could agree that that's really cool. So that's when I speak about connecting, this is something I preach. You know, connect every day if you can, with in some shape or form, with your higher self and your higher knowing. Now, the second thing is clearing, and this is like huge, because if we don't clear out what is actually standing in our way, whether it's subconscious or unconscious blocks, or if it's trauma or conditioning, past life, it's stopping our growth, and we are not able to be as optimum in our lives as we can be, because we're held back, or we feel you know, limited in some shape or form, or just not capable or able to realize our dreams. And it's quite interesting. This morning I had my coaching session with my coach, and coming up to the actual session, I was, you know, I do my clearings pretty much every day, but I didn't have time today, and it's been the holidays, so I haven't been as good as I normally am. But my goodness, it really came through, and it was like really popped today, this morning. So I feel a lot better now after this session, and I did some, you know, divine healing and clearing afterwards as well. But yeah, it's so my life is no different than yours. I do this on a regular basis to keep myself on a high, you know, high vibrational state. So when I talk about the clearings, physical and mental level, I mean, we don't need to go into detail, but I'm sure you understand that if you have a physical pain or an ailment somewhere, that is manifestation of unresolved issues, and whether they are recent or old ones, or can even be past life and ancestral things, it needs to come out, you know, it needs to be cleared for you to feel good and you know, take yourself, you know, up to a higher level. We can always obviously have clear blocks on the soul level as well, which we wouldn't maybe always feel, because kind of we can't really feel it maybe on the soul level. But there is a chart I use in divine healing that is actually a soul level clearing chart, and it's brilliant, because sometimes we have blocks which we wouldn't be aware of, and that is stopping our growth and stopping us moving forward. So clearing is immensely important, and sometimes it might be even impossible to connect, because we feel so muddled, or we feel so you know, blocked, if you like, by whatever is going on in our life, that we cannot connect to spirit, or it's not going as well as we'd like to. Then the key is to go and clear the blocks so that we can connect. And the last thing is to create. So I'm always talking about conscious creation, because when we start becoming much clearer in our channel, and we have been working on ourselves a lot over the years and clearing out a lot of issues and blocks, we can really start manifesting by, you know, sort of visualizing from a conscious place. So we're in charge. It's harder to be in charge in this way if we still feel limited, and if we still feel blocked by, you know, unresolved stuff. So the conscious creation can really start happening when we are totally freed ourselves. and this is such a truth. I have some young clients actually that I'm working with in their mid-20s and less and younger, and it's amazing how these young individuals, or younger than me anyway, come in with so much less to deal with. You know, the amount of clearings I've had to do on myself and people in my age group and older is much, much more. So they are really privileged and really blessed, these young, I'm not saying every single young person, but it's less baggage basically. So that's quite exciting to work with young people because they move like the speed of light. Yes, and then the other thing I talk when I talk about creating is inspired action. So when we feel inspired to act on a specific message or something that is coming from within, as a spiritual entrepreneur, I will always say, follow your inspiration, follow your inspired action. And this is like a muscle. So the more you connect to your message, or the soul, if you like, or your downloads, these inspirations are going to come, you know, more often and often, and it will feel really beautiful. You know, I have days where I feel a bit sort of like think, oh, I don't know where my inspiration has gone, and I go and meditate and I do a little clearing, and then I just connect to my guides and my soul, and down it comes, you know, straight away, and I start writing in my journal or typing it. So this is really important as a spiritual entrepreneur, that you follow your inspired action. And even if you don't really know what that looks like yet, obviously this is something I teach my clients and teach or will be teaching inside the membership group that I'm creating, or the membership portal. Okay, so the second thing is strategy. Now that sounds so business-like, doesn't it? But it is really important. And the business strategy I will always talk to you about as an online entrepreneur. There's 3 lanes. And the first one is the manual lane. The second lane is the sort of semi-manual lane. And the third lane is automated. And have you ever seen all these ads on Facebook where really successful business owners have automation in place, where they, you know, they have evergreen webinars, and they have lots and lots of online courses, and lots and lots of email automation in place? This is the third lane, okay? And that's kind of, I don't teach those really extreme automation strategies, because that's kind of a marketing that's a marketing business tool that you know, I'm in a group like that learning those things, but I don't teach the third lane. I know a lot about it, but it's not what I teach. I teach the first and the second lane. All right. And the third thing is to transmute all fear to love, to create unlimited abundance. So when we transmute our fear and connect to the loving condition, you know, the loving unconditional love in our hearts, and we start loving ourselves truly, deeply, and unconditionally, that doesn't happen overnight. It's something we have to practice. We can start to create and attract unlimited abundance. But what I like to say with that you're outside of your world, or the outside, how your life is right now, is a true reflection exactly of what is happening inside of you. Although that might seem a bit sort of frustrating sometimes, because you're thinking, well, I am doing all the right things, and I am, you know, having a really good life, and I feel really grateful, but I still don't feel like that is reflecting on the outside. There is still then unresolved things going on the inside, which needs to be cleared. And this, I continuously do this for myself. You know, just because I'm teaching you guys this, I still have to go there, and every single business owner has to go there on a regular basis, whether it's sort of coaching, or whether it's healing, or whether it's business mind, you know, masterminding, whatever it is. it's always something you have to always do if you want to continue. So it doesn't kind of stop. You just get a higher level coach or higher level mastermind group or higher level, you know, accountability somewhere as a business owner. So, you know, my coach that is coaching me, she's got a coach, but that coach probably wouldn't be suitable for me. So therefore, you know, I'm kind of, you know, happy with her. I wouldn't choose someone else right now because she's perfect for where I am. And I couldn't probably have her coach because that coach is, you know, suited for her development and where she is at right now. So I'm just trying to explain this. So we can create exactly what we want on the outside, but it starts on the inside. Right, let's go to next. So I'm sure now that you can see how important it is to grow your soul as a spiritual entrepreneur. And this is the key. The key is always what happens with you on the inside. Because your soul has set out for you to become the very best version of yourself, or the best version of yourself. Because this is what the soul wants. The soul wants you to shine. The soul wants you to be unlimited. Because this is what the universe will teach us. The universe will teach us that we are unlimited abundance, that we are unlimited love, and that we are completely, you know, sparks of light. Okay. Now, your soul also want to take your, well, you to take your tribe, which is already written in the divine plan, to their next higher step by you leading by example. Okay, and why is it this way? Well, because we're going through ascension, and it only happens every 25,000 years. The planet needs all the light workers and all the people that are, you know, on this mission to take the rest of the world with them. And there is no better or worse person or better or worse level of consciousness or anything like this. If you have a top layer of, you know, enlightened people, I think there's only like a 2 per miller or something like that. I'm not sure about the figures, don't take my word for this. That has to be enlightened to take the rest. So actually, it's like a domino effect. So it only takes, I think it's 2 per miller of the world's population to become enlightened, like Jesus, enlightened, and it will enlighten the whole world. All right, so we all have a very, very important part to play as spiritual entrepreneurs, healers, coaches within this field, because also we are you know, asked by the universe really to create businesses around this, because most of us couldn't come out and do this voluntarily. So we cannot enlighten and help people raise and shine their light and go to the next level and elevate unless we're getting paid, because everyone has got bills to pay, everyone's got their own life and their own family to look after. So this is why it's so important to become serious about your business, because you need to be rewarded in this. And the more rewarded you get, let's say you had a business and you had to actually employ a VA or somebody, you're giving somebody else a job, which is great, right? So it's, you are leading by example, all right? And it's very important that you do it, you know, well. Okay. So ascension is about our ability to master our mind and clear our own baggage and move gracefully to higher vibrations, so the 5th dimension. And I'm sure you are familiar with the, you know, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th dimension, and the world as we are and how we live in it at the moment. It is the 3rd dimension. but most healing and shifts of a state of mind and clearings happens in the fourth and the fifth dimension. All the parallel realities and universes and things like that is also, I experience it. It's very strange. I have clients that experience things like that as well. But the idea is to bring the fifth dimensional oneness to the third dimension, so that we are not separated, that we all become one, and that we are all love, and that we are in peace and harmony with each other, going into the Aquarian age. So that's the idea, and that's the whole point of this whole thing. This is why I'm even having this webinar. So now that's the module on, you know, clearing and connecting with your soul, and grow your soul and grow as a human, ascend gracefully, take it in your stride and make it a part of your life to you know, to get yourself to higher vibration. The second module that I teach is a business model designed to support spiritual entrepreneurs. Business training, I personally, when I just hear the word business training, it sounds really square and boring, and even just like sort of mind numbing to me. But I've put together something that I feel is quite exciting and actually would inspire people to use it, so that they can build a successful business. And this is the model that I come back to, and which all my online courses, the business training is based on. Of course, I also do training videos that goes into the connect, clear and create sort of topic, and they both go together really, because I will always come back to both models when I teach any of you. So let's go a little bit deeper into the business model. Okay, so the first thing I talk about is vision, and you could almost break it down in two things. So your vision could be a vision as in what happened to me after my dad passed away in 2017, that the push or the prompt from the soul was so strong to basically say, Gennye, come online with your mission, go out now and create what you're meant to create. So that was like a vision. I saw it clearly, and I keep seeing a lot of images about what I will be doing in the future, and what I'm doing now as well. I have already seen. So this is not always people that they experience this kind of vision, and don't feel disheartened if you haven't had that kind of vision, because it doesn't really matter. As long as you have a desire to help and serve other people and connect to your spiritual gifts, and, you know, shine them and through the world and help other people, it doesn't have to be a wide kind of sort of huge vision. It could simply be a vision of you seeing yourself in your home office, serving clients, having, you know, a flow of bookings, and maybe doing workshops, or, you know, travel, or do circles, or, you know, do business webinars like this, whatever. It doesn't have to be a huge vision, just something that you can connect to, that you feel, well, it's what you want to do basically. And this is a really, really important element, because to keep going back to the vision is very important, and keep reiterated in your mind, in your heart, in your bones, because the vision will become real. This is where the law of attraction works. But if there's too many fears and too many blocks and too many other hindrances, if you like, it may not manifest. You know, I have people I know from the past who said, "Oh, I was doing the, you know, the vision board, and I was doing all the visualizations, and I cannot manifest, you know, whatever X, Y, and Z." But it always come back to that there was things that were not cleared for them. So there was maybe too much fear, or there was something else blocking, so that the vision couldn't become real. Okay, so this is why these two models are always going to entwine. It's always going to, you know, be both are very important. Now, the products and sales sounds so 80s, doesn't it? Products and sales. So these are your products and sales. I mean, it could be anything from having one-on-one sessions, programs, online programs, aromatherapy oils, or actually you're selling art, or you're selling things that you know are actual products. I will then teach you about your divine business model, and I call it divine because everyone has a different business model. In this business model, it's very important to have low ticket prices and higher ticket prices. But I'm not going to go into and teach you the divine business model, but it's important, an important way of sort of strategize your offerings so that you become accessible for, you know, for many different types of people within your crowd, if you like. All right. The third thing is strategy. So this is what I was talking a little bit earlier about your strategy online. There's 3 lanes. The manual one where you have to do everything manually. And there's a semi-manual where you can start putting some automation in place. And then there's like a fully automated, and you will still do other things manually, like live events, etc. But this is the online strategy. But then that kind of strategy works the same for your local community, because whatever you apply online and on social media and where you're visible, the same messages you can apply in your local area, even if it was in the library or somewhere, you know, in a restaurant where you know, have a workshop or something, or some sort of activity. So the message will be the same. It's just going to be delivered in different ways. Okay, so that's not that's the strategy, but there's lots of other strategies, of course. Marketing in itself. So I teach not basic, I wouldn't say actually, middle marketing for what you need as a spiritual entrepreneur, not marketing for what you need if you owned Porsche or you know, BMW. Marketing that you need for your small business. I teach you that. I have a degree in marketing and business, although what I've learned the last 18 months in business and marketing, I couldn't have done it without those 18 months, because things have changed. You know, I graduated in 94 or something, so it's like 100 years ago. The marketing strategies are the same, but they actually do still change very much, because we have the online world, which we didn't have so long ago. Okay, then the 5th thing I talk to you about is your mindset. So although I believe fully in your ability to clear your path to your soul, and your ability to connect to your soul message, and all the wisdom comes from your soul, that's where your GPS is, if you like, your you know, navigation. We have to develop a strong mind. So no matter what, we're all going to have a bad day sometimes, and we're going to be able to not always use our clearing tools, because for different reasons, whatever, we need to develop a strong mind. And that is with resiliency, certain ways of thinking, taking yourself out of a negative self-talk when you have to. I have to use mindset strategies every week for myself to take myself to the next level, always. So this is also something that's very, very important. This is coaching as well, by the way. So it's not so much healing, it's more kind of, you know, how you condition your mind. Okay, that's a lot. I think I'm going to move on now to the next. I've already spoken about this actually, and I left it where the model was, but so I think I'll just move on there actually. Now, with the right building blocks and the right foundation and the correct training and good sort of soul alignment, if you like, that you will need to build a successful business as a spiritual entrepreneur, I want to tell you now that you're not in competition. And although there's a lot more healers available and there's a lot more spiritual entrepreneurs available than it was even 10 years ago, more people need this anyway. And also, you all have your own tribe to facilitate to. So people are buying you. You will stand out for your own energy, your own message, your own uniqueness, your own niche, your own passion, your own commitment, and they will buy you for your energy. So there is no competition in my eyes. And I think that's quite important in my life even. And I think that's something that you all be very pleased to hear, that there isn't. It's kind of that's a separation program. So I'm going to take you I know we I might be running over a little bit. I hope that's okay, because it's 5 to 9 already, and you've been so patient listening. Probably run over about sort of 5-10 minutes. So if you do have to go, I understand. But if you can stay for an extra 5 minutes, that would be really, really great, because I don't want you to miss the end. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little peek look into what's covered in my online courses, and just a few important stepping stones and tools and techniques that will help you to build. The first one is the importance of creating a vision and keep visualizing. I already mentioned this in your just sort of 5 minutes ago about your visualizations and being able to see your future. The second one is divine healing, which I use for clearing my limiting beliefs and anything else. Some of you will be NLP and maybe tapping, EFT, maybe journaling, other healing commodities to clear. And the third was aligning your business with your personality, of course, or you are your business, but actually using spiritual and authentic branding. So number one is to connect to your higher self and create your vision of your future self. There's always a future self of you. So wherever you are now, there's a future self in 6 months. And then in the next 12 months, there's another future version of yourself. Always, look to strive into a better version of yourself. This is really important. This is something that is covered in the trainings that I do online. With the visualization techniques and inventing your future. So there's different ways we can do this, but definitely visualization on a regular basis is going to help you. We also channel in the course. I help you to channel your future, and so that you can design the exact life that you want. Second thing I just mentioned there. This is not exhaustive, by the way. It's not just 3 things, but I wanted to give you a little snippet out of what is available inside the online courses. I'm mentioning here the Divine Healing, which is a multidimensional clearing tool. And I have developed a process within the online course, which can be used repeatedly to clear limiting beliefs. However, it will not clear everything, because it's it's a generalized clearing session, but it can clear a lot. So you can, it won't clear every single thing in your life, but it will clear a lot. You get access to this inside the online courses. The third thing is that I use the soul contract, which I'm not going to teach you or go into deeply here, but it's the soul contract is a spiritual tool of interpretation. and it's used to optimize your life experience and align your business with the authentic you. I'm just going to show you without going into detail, but so just going to maybe get a feeling of what the soul contract is. In the online courses, I'm not teaching you to do soul contract or anything like that. I'm giving you like an insight to the tool and how it can be used. In my private programs, I use it for all my clients. So there's something, it's more of a personalized tool. So here you can see, this is my name. Let me just move this in here. Really what I wanted to show you here is, this is my birth name. So I'm Gennye Kristina Louise Andersson, which is my Swedish name. And it's spelled phonetically like this. And my name today is Gennye Lion Rainbow Andersson. This is my business name, Gennye Lion. This is my new website, gennylion.love. And this is the one of the online courses that I've created that is called the Holistic Business Accelerator. So, as you can see, we're looking for numbers to return. This is the key. So the sevens, for example, here, return into Gennye Lion and even into our web address and into the course. So it's a number that keeps repeating that is important, because this is the part of my birth energy, and it's important it continues throughout everything I do, so that I can get the right energy sort of transmission through all the work. I'm not going to go into more details because it becomes too much. I just want to show you what the soul contract is, and it's a numerology. You can go online, you can ask questions in the end, but you can go online to soulcontractreader.com and generate your own chart. So have a look and have a little feel, maybe how you feel about this. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you a little bit is, in the online course, is that I'll talk about authentic branding. And branding sounds so business-like again, doesn't it? But it is important that we are blending the deep wisdom that we have about ourselves, and using the soul contract and other tools that I'm not an expert in those, but I also, it's important we all know our human design, which is another spiritually aligned tool, and also Western astrology, or some people use Chinese astrology. It's really important that we have an awareness of this, so that we understand how our soul components work in this world, and how we transmit our messages, and how we sort of claim our spot as spiritual entrepreneurs, and we understand it. So it makes it easier to and be okay with certain things that we thought, oh well, maybe I should be doing this way, but actually no, it's okay, because your human design is this is why you feel this way. So that's something that I will cover. And then I'm adding smart and proven marketing strategies that works for the transformational space as well. So things that I've learned and that will work for you as a spiritual entrepreneur, building your business. So in 2018, I created 2 online business courses for growth, or business growth courses for spiritual entrepreneurs. And the first one is like a business startup blueprint. It's got 11 mini lessons and some worksheets. It probably, if you spend, I don't know, 2 weeks or something, you'll get through it quite easily. But it's a sort of a foundation mini course, if you like. And the second one was the big one. It's called the Holistic Business Accelerator, and it's a 6-week online course. It has a lot of information in there, and I launched, and I found it's too stressful. So although people can actually buy the course for $9.97, then they have access to it for life, and that's great. They can go back to this online platform anytime and just reuse the information and grow from this. It's really great. But I found the whole thing was too stressful. I don't like the launch process. So therefore, this is why I created this webinar as well, because I am going to open up a membership, an inner circle group this year, or this like now. I'm opening it, and I want to make everything available that I've created for as many people as possible, so that everyone can get on and learn and, you know, take themselves to the next step. So in the membership, it's obviously the first mini course or foundation course, if you like, called your essential business startup blueprint, and then the holistic business accelerator, which is the 6-week course. And then I'm going to, like, I have the Wealth Academy for Spiritual Entrepreneurs, but I will open up a brand new closed Facebook group for all the members. So inside this, because it's like new, it's going to be so exciting, because anyone who's joining will have so much support from me, because it's not that big yet. So to join early is really great for those who will do it, because obviously I will be available. You know, if it was 1,000 people in there, I wouldn't be maybe answering the questions myself anymore anyway. But in the beginning now, it's going to be really great, because I'm so passionate about it. So unlimited support in the group, in the new group. And then I wanted to include also the 120-minute mastermind coaching call every month, which is on Zoom. So basically anything coming up from learning the courses or your business growth, any live videos that I make or I do in the mastermind group, anything else that you come across that you have questions, there will be Q&A basically, and mastermind group coaching, so everyone will have their questions answered. And also now in the beginning, again, if it's like, I don't know, 5 people in there or something, you know, there's going to be so much time for every single person, while it's obviously as it grows and gets bigger, there'll be a little bit less individualized support. However, the content will grow because I will create more courses. So the value and the accessibility is going to sort of change, but it's going to always be great. That's my idea with it anyway. So anything new I create, I will also put in this, which there's anything right now, but there will be. So as I go, I'll just add it in there and people can just have it. So these are the values. The foundation course, the startup course, is $397 if you bought it. The Holistic Business Accelerated, again, one-time value, $997 if you bought it. Unlimited support in the brand new closed Facebook group. That will be, as an individual coach, you will have to pay £1,500 for that a month, and you will get me there, like I am in there. And then the mastermind group coaching call every month is $500 value for those who join, because it will be so packed with the wisdom and the knowledge and whatever else you need to grow and to take you to the next level. So that's it. So the total value, if you want to add it up, is like 3,000. Well, it's a one-time value of the 2 courses if you bought them. And then the monthly value to be in the vortex is 2,000 if you paid for a coach like this. Okay, but you can start today. And I am going to just charge £49 per month. And it's like, basically, join. If you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. I want to make it really accessible, fun, really educational, spiritually growing, and everything. So it's just really from my heart, and that's it. And that's the membership. That's the membership sort of portal, if you like. If someone is watching this now, and I think there's only Amanda left at the moment, but if someone is watching, there's a few more people actually. You've disappeared to the side. Sorry. If you're looking for rapid spiritual and business growth, then I would advise you to apply for a soul breakthrough call with me, and it's personalized coaching, and that's, I'll give you the details now actually. Where we in this business call or this coaching call, which is free, we would define your business goals. We identify the subconscious blocks stopping you from achieving those right now, and we will find a solution so that you can get there as soon as possible. So this is more for those who want more rapid change and kind of wants to go full in more. Now, this is how you get in touch. Obviously, you can find me in the Facebook group and on Facebook. But if you wanted to do the membership application for the £49 a month, just email me or just message me on Messenger, because I'm there, you know. And I will do application for you, make sure that you are a good fit for the course, and I will talk to you a bit more about the course, etc. Or what's available inside. Make sure that this is a good investment for you. And then for the people who want more rapid change and wants more personal support, I would say that you have to apply for a soul breakthrough call, which is free 45 minutes with me. Now, you may not have time to write this down, but I will in the Zoom, like the email, include this, so you'll have the information. I will also put the in the email and in the copy afterwards now, also on the Insider group, the pages for the Holistic Business Accelerator, which is like a landing page, and it's like really long, so you can have a good read what it is and what it actually contains. And I think that's it really. I think this was the last slide. Yes, it was. So I'm going to stop the slide and I'm going to look at you guys. Let me see where we are. So I really, let me see if there's any questions here and answers. I want to stop sharing. There we go. Oh, no questions just yet. I think it's just me, sorry. Is it just us two, maybe? I'm going to stop sharing as well. See my lovely children there. Oh no, there's still people here. People, hi Darcy, you've joined, and Saffron, that's great. Okay, cool. So anyone who's got any questions now, anyone who's got any questions? No? Let me see in the Facebook actually if there's any questions in there. Just gonna have a quick look. So yeah, sorry about this. The webinar is over as such. Please do get in touch if you feel drawn to joining the membership group, or if you feel drawn to have a chat with me on a small private matter. Let me see. There we are. No comments there. Okay, no problem. Right, so good to have you. Oh, Amanda, thank you. Great. Thank you all for being here. And I'll catch you soon. I'll send you a replay and everything, and hopefully see you inside the membership portal, right? Okay, great. See you soon, guys. Oh, there was a question. There was a question. Oh, good. I really enjoyed it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Okay, guys. I'll catch you all soon. Have a wonderful evening.